Good evening. Welcome to tonight's On the Edge with me, Theo Chalmers. Tonight's show is once again 2 hours long and live. So if you have any questions for our guests during the show, text them to 87778 with the word EDGE, a space, and then your name, location, and your message. And we'll try to pick up on any that really hit the mark. They're all charged at standard rate, so why not get texting? A question. Do you remember where you were on the morning of Sunday, 1st of September, 1997? No? What if I mentioned the Place d'Alma underpass, Dodi Fayed, Henri Paul, and Trevor Rees-Jones? Got it now? Good. Well, in tonight's show, I'll be talking with a very special guest, an investigative journalist and co-author of a controversial book on the death of Princess Diana on that summer night in Paris in 1997. It's called Princess Diana, The Evidence. My guest is Jon KIng. What a show we've got tonight. Jon, welcome.
Hi.
I'm going to show the camera your book before we start. This is Jon's book. If you can zoom in on that a bit. Look at that, and I'm not moving it around tonight. So, Jon, how on earth did you get involved in writing this book?
Well, yeah, it's quite a story, really. I mean, there are two. First of all, a bit about my background. I happened to grow up in Sandhurst on the Surrey-Berkshire border, where the RMA, the Royal Military Academy, is where Princes William and Harry recently trained. But all around there, I mean, Aldershot is just down the road. It's known as the home of the British Army, and for about a 30, 40-mile radius all around that area, it's pretty much all military or top secret research and development facilities, etc., MOD compounds. And there's also a kind of an unofficial private security firm that worked out of Sandhurst a lot in the 70s and 80s, particularly as I was growing up there. And these guys were basically hired by MI6 to go out to places like Angola, interestingly, and this is what it's leading to, really, where Diana's landmines campaign was focused. So just by coincidence, I just happened to know these guys, or I knew their families. Sandhurst was a very small little village in those days. I either knew them or I knew their brothers or went to school with their brothers. And a lot of what they did, although you would think it was probably quite, you know, secret or top secret missions they were going on, you know, it was a small town mentality in Sandhurst, and a lot of things were spoken about. So
even though it was supposed to be secret what they were doing, they would talk to their friends, and presumably if you were one of their friends, they would talk to you a little bit, isn't it? Well,
yeah, and when I got old enough to, you know, go to the pub and things, you'd be surprised the things that were spoken about quite openly, actually. So anyway, the point being that I happen to know these guys. I happen to know a lot about, through knowing them, what actually was going on in Angola and what was really going on behind the scenes there. So I knew all these guys who were either former SAS guys or some other elite force, special forces personnel, or attached to some or other security or intelligence unit and hired by MI6 to do the British government's dirty work, basically. So that's one side. I just wanted to put